The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Horrible Gamers Spotlight. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesus Rockslot. Today I'm joined by the Canadian and one more person. Our guest, very special guest, Ryan, right?
Yes, he is.
That's right. So we have with us A1rBorn Junkie from the community. Welcome to the show, A1rBorn Junkie.
Thank you.
What's better to call you, A1rBorn or Junkie?
I'll just get either one, Junkie or A1rBorn.
What do people call you when you're playing games online?
Usually Junkie.
Yeah.
Junkie, yeah. Sounds cooler. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you being on here, man. Today we're going to talk a lot about you. So you're here because you wanted to be on this show. You messaged me the other day and you were like, I want to be on the spotlight. And I was like, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we'll invite you on. So welcome. And for the community, this is a show for you. So it's about you, for you. It's for the community to get to know you. So let's get right into it, Junkie. So first of all, we want to get to know you, man, because we really just recently started talking to you through the Discord app, right?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, man. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, that you know, our Discord app kind of revealed some of the listeners that are from the PC side that I didn't know we had. I didn't.
It's been interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think we just had like straight PC players listening to us, but I guess we do. So here we are with this, and so Junkie, I want you to tell me real quick. Let's go back in time. Go back like 10 years or 20 years or whatever, and tell me what started you in gaming. Like what got you into it, man? What was your beginning in games?
It's a lot farther than 20 years, but
oh man, okay.
Let's see. The Atari and Commodore 64.
Wow.
So a Commodore 64, I grew up with that with my grandfather. We actually had to sit down in front of a computer and program the game that you wanted to do. So if your floppy disk kind of got burnt up or whatever by the disk drive, you're sitting down for another 12 hours programming that game. You used to get them out of magazines, so you had to do line by line by line and then save it. But yeah, that was back when programming was up to the gamer to do all the games. But we did Commodore 64. It was a game called Crossroads. If anybody knows it, it's like 20-something years old. Right at 30, actually. But after that, started getting into the other stuff like Nintendo and Atari. And, back in the day, those were readily accessible for us, but, only a friend's house. So it wasn't until I got into probably high school that I got a Sega, and then after that I got my own shit. So
awesome, man. Damn, yeah, you were a Sega kid. Hell yeah, the Sega was awesome. I remember my Genesis show.
Sega cool. Kids. Hell
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat. Mortal Kombat was my first Sega game.
Really? That's fucking awesome, dude. Yeah.
Oh,
that's crazy. Fuck, that's such a long time ago, man. Fuck, you're old.
And Joe Montana's football.
Oh, well, damn. Yeah. Okay, well, that's a good start there. I mean, wow, such a long time ago. It must be a big difference thinking about back then, right? You had to write your own games till today where, like, games look almost like real life. some points.
Yeah, it's a lot different, a lot better now. You know, not 4-bit gaming like they were.
Yeah, that's crazy. So real quick, let's talk about you. So you obviously have a gamer tag that says Airborne in it. Are you in the military, or were you in the military before?
Yeah, still actually currently serving.
Oh, nice.
In the
Thank you for your
reserves
service.
now. But I came in January of 2001, and then did 6 years in the Air Force as a C-130 crew chief. Went over to the Army side a couple years later, and went infantry, airborne infantry. My first unit was up in Alaska, 1st 501st, and then went to Fort Hood, an ALERS unit, 238 Cav. That's long-range surveillance, doing fun stuff. But other than that, did 3.5 years there, and then went to the Army Reserves, and now I'm a Black Hawk mechanic.
Damn, you've done it all.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man. No joke. I mean, I want to thank you for your service. That's pretty cool. You know that you did that. You know, because a lot of people don't do it.
Yeah. I think the coolest part about that whole situation was, or the whole career, is I got stationed at Fort Hood, which is right down the street from where I used to be stationed at Dyess Air Force Base. So when we go jump, I obviously, for the first time, got to jump out of one of the tail numbers that I actually worked on.
Oh, damn.
So that was
cool.
pretty epic. And then we did, Black Hawk jumps, and then now work on Black Hawk. So it's kind of a circle of life in the Army.
That's pretty neat, man. That's awesome. So yeah, that's fucking cool as shit. But all right, let's talk about games again. So how often would you say you play video games?
Actually, probably almost every day, especially after work, because I got to cool down, relax. Probably 2 hours, 3 hours a day.
Damn.
And that's after driving, so.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, you guys see me on Discord or whatever. That's usually after my time of driving. So
you're a truck driver, right, for a living?
yes.
Awesome. Yeah, you were telling me about how you got into a crash here in Portland not too long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate driving in that city, man. I really do. It's the worst. It really is. It's just fucking horrible. The streets are all narrow. There's too many cars. They're all one way. It's all fucked. It's the worst city to drive in.
Yeah, my question is, how do you miss a big truck,
They just don't
Stay
care.
off
They
the
just
boat.
don't. Everybody cuts you off in that fucking city. You have to like drive like an asshole to get anywhere in that fucking city. You have to just cut people off. That's what you gotta do.
I'm driving down the road, and this is what I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like stay off your phones, guys. Give trucks, and a lot of people don't even give trucks the room that they need. We can't just get over,
Yeah.
If you gotta have a blinker on, a lot of people won't do it. They'll like stay right up on your ass. We can't see that. Like,
Yeah.
So if we don't get over, it's because you guys, aren't given the room, or they'll cut you off in front instead of giving you time. Like I have 80,000 pounds in my box. There's no way I'm stopping if you slam on your brakes.
Yeah, that's the worst. Yeah, I always see that happening when I'm driving up on the highway. I always see people getting right in front of a truck, or they even have signs posted that say like, "Give the truck space." It's illegal to just get in front of them, and people just get in front of them. They don't give a fuck. They're just hauling
No one
ass.
cares, man.
I had a motorcycle come across me one day, and I couldn't even see his back tire.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah. He was pretty close.
That's
And I'm
fucking
there
nuts.
locking up my brakes. Yeah, that's not a good thing to do.
Oh wow. Okay. So, do you consider yourself to be a horrible gamer?
Man. Yeah, some days.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like something like I never actually finished games, so yeah, that's pretty horrible.
That's just like me. I never finish
Yeah,
games.
it's just like Jesus.
I start a new
okay.
game every week.
So Pretty much. Like, I have 300 something games on the Xbox. I get to touch my Xbox when I come home once a month, and I have like 30 games on the PC. So most of them like double. I got one on the PC. I got the same one on the Xbox.
Yeah. You play one once in a while, and then switch over to the other one, then switch to a new game because that one's boring. I know how it goes, man. Trust me. I know how it goes.
Well, same here, man. Same.
At least you guys have the Switch to mess with. So.
Yeah, you need to get one of those for your travels. So do you do long hauls, or are you like doing short? So you're doing long.
Yeah, I was in New York. Actually, passed right by Staten Island 2 days ago, and then I got home. So
crazy. So you don't have a little TV and bring your Xbox with you, have it up there in the cab?
Nah, not yet, man. That stuff costs money to put all that stuff in your truck.
Yeah.
And it's not like a regular TV. I can't just go to Best Buy and buy the TV that Best Buy has. You know? So you have to have certain voltages and inverters and shit. It's expensive to be to put all that stuff in your truck.
Get a 4K one, a 4K TV.
Nice 4K TV, 65 inches, takes your whole roof up.
Just
lay down in your bunk.
Yeah, just take out the passenger seat on your truck. You don't need that shit. Just take that out, put the TV up against the door. There'll be enough room in there. Trust me.
That's funny, dude. Like fridges cost $750 for our truck.
Damn.
Damn. So imagine what a TV's
a fucking fridge, $750. Oh, shit.
You can get a power inverter though, can't you?
They're like
just to run a regular voltage.
Yeah, we can put 1,000-watt volt one in.
Yeah,
and they run about $150 maybe.
Yeah,
it's not bad. That's the cheapest thing I've found, but yeah.
There you go.
Game-wise, though, I used to have the Sentry box, where you put the Xbox inside, and it's cased in like a 17-inch monitor.
Oh, you had that?
I did have that. I had that for, I bought one overseas while I was deployed for the 360, actually.
Yeah.
And then, you could swap it over to the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. So I bought my Xbox One while I was deployed. But actually,
awesome.
That's the second one I've bought deployed. I bought my 360, the original 360 I bought deployed. So
damn.
Yeah.
All right. Damn. Wow. Fuck. That's crazy. So I have a question for you. Since you're always on the go and always driving around and all that stuff, you're never really home. How do you prefer to play video games? Do you prefer to play video games with people online or in person, like someone next to you on the couch, or neither? What do you prefer?
Actually, I like playing online games with people to do the interactive. I don't have very many party games, but I also do mobile. Whenever I can. If I don't have access to my laptop or whatever, I'll do mobile gaming. But I like multiple people playing, talking, interacting with people. Because sitting by yourself playing games is just kind of depressing, actually. So, unless you're trying to chill out, you don't want to deal with anybody. You just put your headphones on, put some music on, and do your thing. But yeah.
I was telling you guys last time, man. I have to be around people. I have to see what they're doing, or invited to their parties, or something. Because I fucking don't like gaming alone. I think.
No, man, no. In some games, like we were talking about earlier, Sea of Thieves, you have to have a team. You have to have a team to be able to do things. There's a game I play called Stationeers. You can do it by yourself, but you're not going to get anywhere. It's going to take you several hours more than what if you have a whole bunch of people in your area trying to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, community is a bigger thing.
Yeah,
gaming.
But there is people out there that do prefer to game by themselves, and I don't. It's more power to you, man. If you could do it, I know there's people that only play Skyrim every day, all day. Or Fallout, or Dark Souls, or games like that, where you just play by yourself. and that's what they like to do. So, hey, man, if you could do it, cool. But there's a point where I reach, like, in each game that I play, like, especially single-player games. So recently, you know, I got the PS4 or whatever, and I've been playing, like, Uncharted and Horizon and those types of games. And they're all single-player experiences. And every time I'm playing them, like, I reach an hour limit, you know, a couple hours in, or maybe sometimes an hour in, where I'm like, okay, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to play this anymore. Fuck this game. You know, like, even with the VR headset on, like, I was playing that Drive Club game, VR Drive Club, and that game is really good. It's honestly the best PSVR game, I think. It's the best racing game in the VR world, I think. It's so fucking cool. You're in the car, you look around, you're racing, you're hauling ass. That's so fucking cool, but you reach a certain point in the VR too where you start feeling alone. You're like, oh, fuck. I'm just in my room by myself right now, sitting, like, wearing this big-ass headset in this room, and, like, you know, you're not gaming with people, you're not really interacting with them, and it's kind of weird.
Right.
In my opinion, it is. I mean, I know for some people it isn't, and they prefer it that way, but for me, it kind of is weird. So I have that kind of problem.
At least you have VR games that you have that are multiplayer, though, so, like, I don't know if you do the Star Trek one. The Star Trek has multiple people in there. You blowing shit up, doing missions and stuff, you know? Yeah,
the Star Trek Bridge Crew, that one looks pretty cool, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think there's that many people playing it anymore. I mean, because I looked at the reviews, and it only has, like, so many reviews, like 20 reviews or something. I'm like, how the fuck does this game only have 20 reviews? Like, out of how many people bought the VR?
I think it was more popular on PC.
Yeah, it's a niche. It's a niche, you know? You gotta like Star Trek and understand it, I guess, to even be into it.
I don't know if you really do. I don't know shit about Star Trek, and I would still play that game just to fly a fucking spaceship. I don't know shit about Star Trek. I don't know nothing about it. Like, I haven't even watched one episode of that shit. All I know is their fucking people look weird, and they wear stupid ass suits. They look pretty lame. I was going to say something else, but I didn't. And, yeah, so, like, I don't know. It's not my thing, right? Like, Star Trek is cool. Star Wars is cooler than Star Trek. Fuck Star Trek. Lame shit.
I agree.
Lame Star Trek. Fucking Star Trek nerds.
Yeah. Star Wars is alright, but FEA right now. Like, I'm going to uninstall every EA game.
Really? Are you that against their policies about microtransactions and shit that you're gonna install?
Well, no, I mean, they just, like, let me go, like, back to what they did with the Star Wars game.
Okay, let's go back and talk about that.
Hey, let's charge everybody, upcharge this stuff, and make you do transactions, and then unlock Darth Vader. Spend thousands of hours to unlock him, right? Or you could pay to unlock him. That changes the game, right? And now they're going to say, oh, everything's free. Everything's going to be free. Then again, they kind of revisit it. Well, let's charge people again because they're not making enough money. Like, stick with one, or and tell the gamers what they're going to get, or, and be hardline about it, or just don't do it. Let it fail. I don't know. I don't like their microtransaction shit. And then it started with Madden, and then it went into FIFA, and then it went into everywhere else. But now, if it doesn't affect the game, let it ride. But if it affects the game and in a game experience, I don't think they should do it like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they totally agree with that. They totally fucked that up. And you know what? You know what the reason is? They're bringing them back now. They're going to bring them back, the microtransactions. The reason they gave for that was because they said that they didn't get the initial sales that they were expecting from the game.
Right.
And I'm like, the whole point you didn't get the fucking sales was because of the microtransactions, motherfucker. Like, why are you bringing them back? It makes no fucking sense. They're like, oh, yeah, we didn't meet expectations, so, yeah, we're going to bring them back because we need more money. So...
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You got a multi-blockbuster thing that they could have basically made a movie out of even the single player, right?
Yeah.
And, now you're not selling it because you screwed the entire thing up. That was supposedly... I haven't played it, but that was supposedly going to be one of the better games of the last season. Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly, until their fucking Star Wars fucking Darth Vader cost like 75,000 credits or whatever. It's a lot of credits because you only get like 100 and something per match.
Yeah.
At most 300 a match, and sometimes you get like 50 a match. So it's like I don't even know how they calculate that because sometimes I'm on the top of the leaderboard and I don't even get like 100 credits. I get like 90. And then sometimes I'm like on the middle and I'll get like 400 credits. I'm like, what the fuck did I do to get 400? Like, I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I had the first one. I wasn't impressed as much. So, the second one, I don't even want to look at it. I'm done with EA for right now. If they change some stuff, like actually Microsoft needs to buy them. They might be able to fix it.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Microsoft likes their games as a service bullshit too. Don't fall for their shit because they like that same. They're going for like the same type of thing too, but except what the way they're doing it is, they're charging you $10. They're charging you $10 a month to subscribe to their games, and that's how they're getting your money. And then they're going to charge you microtransactions for cosmetics, which you still get to make a lot of money on.
Think about it though. EA already did that with EA Access.
They did.
Right?
The EA just took it to another level. That's the thing. They pushed it too far.
Well, yeah, the microtransactions. Yes, I agree. But if you look at Microsoft and you look at EA, they've done a lot of similar things, but Microsoft's kind of done them in better ways. Where it's like it hasn't been so intrusive. It hasn't, it's been there, but it hasn't been like...
It hasn't hindered gameplay or anything like that.
Exactly.
Like EA's did.
Right. And Bungie. Or Activision.
Activision's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, the Call of Duty game is doing pretty good. And I want to say the new Call of Duty isn't bad. Isn't a bad game at all. And like most of the loot boxes you get there, I think they're all cosmetics. I don't think there's anything in there that'll give you better perks. That's the shitty part about EA's loot box system is to get like the better cards or the better perks or whatever that you could equip on your soldiers in Star Wars. You have to unlock those crates, and to get some of those better crates for the legendary cards, like the purple ones, you need crafting equipment. So how do you get that? You have to unlock more crates. You don't earn them. You don't earn crafting equipment. You only buy them in crates. So it's constantly a thing about buying crates to upgrade your perks, because sometimes you'll get killed by somebody, and even though you're a higher level than that person killed you because they probably spent money in the game and they have better perks. It's kind of stupid. It shouldn't be that way. It should be like, hey, look, I killed you because I'm higher level than you because I have better perks because I'm higher level. I've played more. It's not, oh, you killed me because you're lower level and you paid more money than me to the game. And that's how they do it. It's so much bullshit. It's so dumb. So dumb. But anyways. Let's move on, guys, to the next question. Do you feel that gaming has affected your life in a way that is more positive or negative?
That's a good question, because sometimes it could be both. Like positively, it gets me out of my normal routine at work, or when I come home from the military. It gives me something else to focus on, which is a positive thing, right? But I'm like borderline addiction, so sometimes it could be affecting family, and my wife's like, hey, you got to go do this, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to play games. And then I got to realize, oh yeah, I got things to do. So I mean, it's positive mostly, but it can have a negative effect where family members like, all I see is play video games, and I'm kind of relaxing. This is my 2 days home. Let me kind of chill. But it has its good and bad.
Yeah.
I mean, like we all do, we all have family, right? Mm-hmm. If you're not playing with your kids and going to do things you need to do, you might have a problem. Like, I always mess with my kids and play with my kids, go do things with them. But kids are kids. They're going to want you full time when you're home. So you got to make sure at least here, I got to make sure when my kids aren't here with me, I got to push that Xbox aside or relaxation aside and just take care of them.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So in general, I want you to tell me how does video games, I mean, you said sometimes they help you, right, and all that. So how do they make you feel? How do they tend to make you feel? I mean, when you're playing a game, do you ever feel maybe, sad or whatever, like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
you know
like
what I mean?
there's games out there that can make you feel different emotions, and like I haven't played. I've seen watched people play it, but I haven't seen Hellbringer. I think it messes with you a little bit. I like playing scary games. It kind of makes you feel scared a little bit, But the best ones for me are like kind of relaxation games, like say what's the one that's SimCity Builder, but it's not SimCity. It's City Skylines.
There you go.
That's kind of like a chill game, like a no brain. Like I don't have to think a lot. I just kind of relaxing. Those relax me. But then I go play something like Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 4, Call of Duty. All those kind of heighten my my awareness a little bit, and I kind of get anger, rage. So any of those kind of games I got to watch when I play, especially if the kids are around, because I'll be pissed off. So that it does change your moods. Like it does. But like I try to tend to go with the less stressful games when I'm at home. But on the road, I don't care. I'm playing whatever.
There you go. Yeah, I could agree. Some of those games do piss me off. Like right now, this fucking game on my phone pissed me off. But it's cool. It's fine. So let's go on here to the next questions. We have quite a few left here. What have you learned from gaming? Is there something you've learned from gaming while playing games? Any type of game that maybe you learned how to manage a city, how to be a mayor, how to shoot a gun, how to whatever. Game taught you anything? How to drive a car?
Funny enough, I've drove a little bit in the Army with vehicles and stuff, right? I decided on Steam I was going to download the American Truck Simulator. That's you laugh, man, but that's how I ended up learning how you change directions with trailers and stuff. I never had to do that a bunch. So with the different feels, changing directions, how you use your mirrors and stuff like that, the simple things I ended up learning how to do on there. And then went to class and they're like, why are you getting so much better at this? Well, it's because I'm doing it outside of here. They're like, what are you talking about? So I took that, and then other people started doing the same thing. And our entire class started learning that. But, other than that, like Stationeers taught you, like it taught me how to mix gases and how, all the atmosphere stuff works. I can't explain the game in 5 minutes, but, it teaches you a lot without you realizing it. Like, for instance, if you know how the space station works, how the oxygen and the nitrogen is mixed up there, it's a higher content nitrogen so you don't blow up. Well, if you do that in the game and you have higher content oxygen and you light, say, a room that's supposed to heat the room so the gases don't kill you from the breathing, right? You'll blow up immediately if it's 100% oxygen. Like, just little shit like that.
Right.
Okay, Mr. Scientist. I became a scientist because of a video game, guys. I know how to fly in the space station.
Nah.
Wait, you telling me you became an astronaut because of a fucking video game? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Hell yeah, I can fly to space today. Let's go. Hey, at least I'm not putting my fucking rocket with a car up there,
Yeah,
Elon Musk and that shit.
That's what you do when you're a billionaire and you're bored.
Truth.
Yeah. So we asked this question to every single person that's been on this Spotlight thing, right? and everybody gives me the same answer. And I could probably assume what answer you're going to give me, but let's ask you anyways. How much gaming do you consider to be too much gaming, and why?
Again, if it affects your life, that's too much. If and that's simple because like, hey, you know, for instance, like kids want to do something and you're ignoring them because you just want to sit there. No, you gotta go play with the kids, man. Take them outside and do the shit you told them to go do anyway. Like, let's go outside and draw some art. Like, that's my relaxation anyway. Why don't I just take the kid out and do some chalk art? They love that shit. But when you're sitting there like, hey, I gotta go do, you know, Christmas with a family. No, I'm gonna sit home and play games. No, let's go do some stuff or go watch a movie. Get outside the house. Like, gaming is amazing for relaxation and what it is, and community, especially, you know, being able to talk with other people. But if you're not engaging in life, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Well, you get the same answer from everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much the same answer you just gave us. We get it from everybody.
Same answer with different words.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Probably more elegant than mine, you know.
Oh man, so I want you to tell me real quick, what is your favorite thing about the video game industry? Like, in general, what's your favorite thing about the entire video game industry? And what is the worst thing about the entire video game industry? That's from gaming to like whatever companies do. Well, what's the worst and what's the best?
Man, honestly, the creativity that people come up with, some of these games, whether you think they're like creative or not to you, to someone they're creating art. And it's all artwork. We don't look at it like that. But, you know, whether the music that goes in, the acting that goes into them, the writing, the artwork that they sit out there and they draw and then sketch, and then it becomes something like Sea of Thieves, the technology they put in. That is amazing to me, that somebody can sit down and put this into a whole new world. Like, you know, the worst thing about it are these freaking greedy ass companies that want to take all your money and just selling the game's not good enough. Let me milk them for what they're worth, you know. They don't care how broke you are because they know you're going to go buy that extra game or that extra, you know, skin for your character or whatever. So, I mean, the greediness is pretty much the worst thing they can do.
Yeah. Talking to you, EA. Yeah.
I mean, and they're not the only ones. I mean, there's a couple of them out there, but like, for instance, look at the guys that created Cuphead.
Yeah.
The most loved, hated game of the year. You know, and it won however many awards for creativity and artwork and music, and the game was a masterpiece. It really was for its time. I never found anything wrong with it. I can't beat it, but, you know.
Yeah, that music is so cool. Even if you keep dying over and over, it's so fucking cool. So fucking cool. And even when the guy announces, you know, let's start, or let's fight, or get ready to go again, you know, like, okay, here we go, you know, it's like, okay. It's so fucking cool. Everything about that game is cool. There's nothing wrong with that game. It's just really hard.
Yeah, and it's $20, man. Who's not, like, that game alone could have sold Xboxes. We don't know. They don't release that. But that game was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I got another question for you. Being a trucker, you know, an American trucker, all America, fuck yeah. So what do you, I mean, I don't know if in your industry you see a lot of gamers, you know, that work around you or work with you, you know, or even in the military. I don't know how many gamers are around those industries. But I mean, what do you picture when someone says the word gamer? Like, I'm a gamer. What do you picture in your head?
used to picture in my head people that sit around a computer like and play WoW all the time, and they got their drinks sitting next to them in their
Mountain Dew
because they don't want to get up because they're just overweight. Some dude died playing it. Like, that's the people I used to picture. But me as a gamer, I know that's not what we do, man. We're here to have fun. We're a community. If most gamers don't want to just sit by themselves, they want to interact with other people, whether they can get it at school or work or home. They're gonna come home and they're gonna interact with people. Those are the gamers that I find. That's my picture. Like, they sit at home with family sometimes, and they're gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids watch me play stuff like Kerbal Space Program. I mean, they love that shit.
Yeah. Kerbal Space Program. That's a fucking hard game. I've played that game, and man, so many times has my space shuttle blown up, or crashed, or fucking nosedived, or taken off, and all of a sudden my guy's like flying into the ocean because I fucking crashed my fucking space shuttle, or I can't control it, or I launch it and like I release the stages too early. I like hit A really fast on my controller, and now it's like choo choo choo, and it's like everything's all falling apart, and like it's not even in orbit yet, so it's all fucking falling apart. I'm like, oh damn, I feel bad for these astronauts.
Well, the best part about that one is, like, I can get them around. I can get them into space, right? I can set up a orbit, but dude, you run out of fuel so fast trying to meet them up and dock. Like, I've never docked.
Really?
There's people out there that do it daily. I mean,
there's people that fly to the fucking moon and shit, man. There's people that do that.
Yeah.
Like, they fly all the way to the moon or to Mars or whatever. Like, they fly to all these different planets, and I'm like, how the fuck did you get your space shuttle to go that far? I could barely get it to take off. Like, yeah, I could get it into space. I could get it into orbit. But once it's there, it's like it's run out of fuel. Like, it's just sitting there. Like, they're just stuck up there. They're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not getting to them.
Yeah, so yeah, and they have no way of getting back unless the space shuttle somehow fucking comes back into orbit and crashes through the atmosphere. I mean, it's fucking crazy. That game is hard. It's hard, guys. Kerbal Space Program ain't no fucking joke. They might look like
better on PC.
It might look like a little cartoony alien thing that's an astronaut, but that little fucker, that thing is hard. It's hard as fuck. You gotta research things. You gotta know math. Fuck that shit.
That's for sure. Well, the funny thing is, on that one, I've seen people build stock the SpaceX rockets where they take off and then they boost back, and they've landed two of them at the same time, and then they landed the third booster, the center core, and I'm like, what the hell? I can't even land one. And these guys like going to three of them, and like, my hands are up, man. I'll quit this game.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, I don't get it. That game is too hard for me. Even though I like it, I can never get nowhere in it. It's too much of a learning curve, I think.
Oh, that's like, and even they're teaching things like I played the docking one like hundreds of hours, and I still haven't done it. Yeah,
it's like
because you're sitting there.
You have to adjust the thrust, adjust the throttle, adjust this, adjust that, the pitch, the yaw. I'm like, fuck. It's so fucking hard. It is hard. Yeah, you end up spinning out of control. Like, all of a sudden you're coming down, and like, or you think like, okay, I got this, and all of a sudden you hit something, and the fucking thing tips, and next thing you know, you're just rotating in circles, like spinning, and you're just spinning.
Well, my problem is I'll get within 100 meters. But to get, I got within 20 meters one time. But my ship was sitting here with the other ship. They were just spinning around each other, and you couldn't get them to each other. I was like, then I ran out of fuel. I was like, fuck this game. Rage quit.
Oh man,
shit's funny.
Okay, so what's a memorable gaming experience for you in your personal experiences? What's a memorable one? It could be getting a new console, getting a new game, experiencing a midnight launch. You were playing a game with somebody, something happened in the game, and you just remember that like all the time.
See, for me, memorable, like I think about stuff when I was younger that actually got me into this. I remember playing with my grandparents on the old Ataris, man. Sitting there playing Pong or whatever that Star game was, or E.T., like the worst game in the world. E.T. I still remember that shit, or Pac-Man, flipping the boards when we were young. That shit was hard, but we was able to do it, That for me was it probably stood out more than anything because family was involved, I was brought up to be a gamer. It wasn't looked down upon. My family was cool with that,
So your parents were cool with it, like your whole youth. Wow.
As long as your homework was done and you were good. Like I never cracked a book, man. but I always passed with A's and B's. So I didn't have to worry about it.
One of my earliest memories of gaming is playing Ladybug on ColecoVision with my mom.
Oh wow.
She loved that game. Like she was really good at it too. If you don't know what Ladybug is, it's kind of like Pac-Man, but you're a little ladybug and you can flip certain doors and stuff to like make the bad guys go in different directions, and like cut them off and stuff so that you can get more pellets. But that's one of my earliest moments too, and it's like because it's a family thing, right? Like it's like I used to sit with my mom and play, and I always remember that, and that's one of the first memories I have of gaming in my life.
Yeah. Well, I think like especially a Commodore 64, that one gets me too, just because we made that. We sat down for hours, and then you get to see what you made, the fruition of what you did. You didn't just let me jam out a few keys. No, dude, you were there for 18 to 20 hours on a minimum for like just programming these codes in the game. It's not like where these guys do all the art stuff. It was all the art was in the code. And it was just letters and numbers. And the letters and numbers turned into graphics, and it was amazing. Today's gaming, they don't understand what coding is. They have all their tablets set up on the computer, their hand pen and everything in, color and stuff in. But the coding is a whole new generation from what we had back in the Commodore,
Yeah.
It's more difficult now. But
the future is now.
Yeah, for sure.
So real quick, Junkie, I want you to answer this question for me. I mean, have you formed any meaningful friendships or relationships through video games? How many friends do you have because of video games?
Oh man,
I don't have any friends.
Yeah, like maybe 3. No, like honestly, I have friends I met, and I still stay in touch with military friends through Xbox because they're gamers. A lot of people don't do that. I have people all over the world right now. I got people in England. Y'all guys might have heard of Pixel Bandits. I started playing with Elite Dangerous, and I got people over there we play with all the time that actually check up on us. How we doing? How's your life going this week and stuff like that. Community. Basically, community gaming. If you're doing it right, you're gonna make friends, and you're gonna be able to interact with people, and that's what gaming's about, right? It's not about sitting at home behind a computer.
Yeah.
By yourself.
Well, to some people it is. Yeah. I know some gamers that I personally have met. Like I work with them, and I'm like, what do you play games on? And they'll tell me like I play on PC, and I'm like, oh yeah, what games do you play? And they're always telling me these games, and I'm like, oh yeah, like do you like to game with other people? Do you have a crew you game with? They're like, no, I just game by myself. I'm like, what? They just like it. They just like to like zone out and be in their own little world. I'm like, cool, man. I guess.
Yeah, I can't do that. I gotta have some interaction, man. Especially when I'm sitting there, in my job, I have one guy in the rack, and then me. I'm up by myself for 90% of the day without anybody to talk to. So It's either talking on the phone, listen to podcasts, which I do daily, or just sitting there in silence, and that's not going to fly. So
Yeah. So this is a question that I always like asking because people give me some pretty cool answers with this one. Now, I want you to tell me, I mean, where do you see the future of gaming going? And for example, in about 10 years or so, I mean, where do you see gaming in the future?
hopefully less expensive, but gaming in the future,
Ha!
Yeah, I doubt
hopefully
that.
less expensive. Like,
Don't count on that.
10 years from now, we're probably going to have like an Xbox 20 or something that they have an entire PC inside your computer. But
It has
no.
built-in microtransactions.
Yeah, built-in microtransactions. No, hopefully we have gaming things that you can actually interact with people and say, like we're doing it on Skype here, that you can have it on your TV with somebody else gaming with you, not couch op, but their camera is right next to you, where you're actually interacting with the person next to you. And
Well, I think
you're able to,
I think something like that is like VR is going to bring that.
yeah.
Like where you could go into a virtual room, sit down on a couch virtually with whoever you're playing with, and have both your screens posted up on the wall, but you could still see each other sitting on the couch with each other. You know what I mean? Like
Kind of like Netflix did on Xbox with their little video
yeah,
screen.
for like
Everybody
2
wanted
months.
that.
For like 2 months, it did that. The
Yeah.
party room where you could like have a party and you'd all sit down and watch a movie together.
Yeah, until they
Like, that
realized.
was the coolest idea.
Yeah.
But it just never took off, and I was
Well,
like, "That sucks."
They realized they were
because
losing. They were losing
Sony
money
did
on
that.
it, man. So
Yeah.
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 I mean, like, honestly, if you take gaming the way it is now, in 10 years, we'll probably have something where you could do the VR thing where, this guy here, and you're meeting them in real life, and it almost looks like real life. I mean, look at some of the games you have today.
Yeah.
One of the best games I've seen is on PlayStation. The Last of Us. Like, look at the facial features of those guys. Or, the new Battlefield 1, the facial features are there. Expressions in, say, what was that murder mystery one that was in Las Vegas? Or, no, Los Angeles? That just re-released?
Well, LA Noire.
Yeah.
LA
Like, the
Noire.
facial expressions for them, like, they're doing so much stuff.
That was amazing tech when they did that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that bankrupted the company. You know what I mean? The actual company that did it.
They made it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, imagine that tech, and then they put you in the game. You're a
Yeah.
character in the game, like, and it's following your facial features, and somebody else sees that. They're not. It's not your face, but the features of your face. So, and I thought that was going to come with Kinect.
That
but it
that's what I
never
was just
did.
thinking right now. That could have came with Connect probably. Like. Yeah.
Like, I think Kinect was underutilized. It's an amazing piece of equipment, but the developers just didn't know how to use it. I think there's a couple of games that used it correctly, like the Aliens Isolation. Dude, the alien could hear you through that thing, and it would find you quickly. And
If you made noise.
I mean,
yeah.
and you're hiding in this little box, right, trying to stay away from the alien, and you can peer forward and back up, and like, so it can't see you. It can smell you. It didn't need to see you, but you're like, you were immersed in the game with the Kinect. The same way with Battlefield 4, I think, did it.
Yeah, they
But
had the.
it wasn't on. It wasn't on point. There were certain games that it did amazing with, but I could see that coming back once Microsoft realizes they made a mistake about pulling them. Like, I think that's the stupidest thing they did. Like, they set the standard, and now they're going to take it away. I mean,
Yeah, don't know if that's gonna come back
Yeah,
though.
that's a problem.
Sony's not even near what Kinect can do.
No,
I
no,
mean-
the PS camera is garbage
it's-
in comparison.
Yeah. But I could see him bringing back, like, the audio bar that goes under your TV or something, maybe, but the mic.
Yeah.
But I think the camera and infrared camera and all that stuff is done. And I think mostly because of the privacy. But
yeah, it's privacy issue, and But I mean, like I have my Kinect. It's sitting right there. I like when I stream from my Xbox in here, I'll use the Kinect for that. I don't even really use it for voice commands anymore. I kind of got over that. It's you don't really need it. But that was a cool thing too, right? Like that was really neat. And the things that they were trying to do with Cortana was interesting. Like to be able to go online and say, "Oh, I can't even say it." You know what I mean? Because I don't want my Windows to go crazy. But say like, "Hey, what's Jesus doing right now?" And she would say, "Oh, Jesus is playing Battlefield 4 in a multiplayer map right now."
Yep.
Would you like to send a party invite? And then you send him a party invite, and he hops in. Like that was a cool. That could have been really cool. But it just never got to where it needed to be.
Yeah. It was too ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was kind of like the Dreamcast, which is another amazing piece of machinery.
Yeah, the Dreamcast was pretty cool of a system, but yeah, that thing was way ahead of its time, dude. With the online stuff and all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
The things that people said that was going to happen with the Dreamcast ended up being like where Google created that little deal that they talked about. Oh, we're going to destroy the world. Okay, delete. they don't use it, but maybe
biggest problem with Dreamcast was piracy. And it was so easy to pirate, to get anything, and all you had to do was load up a game, and then after the screen came out, you had to pop the disc out, pop the other disc in, and close the tray, and boom, it would load up a burnt game, that you downloaded off the internet. It was really there was a few really simple tricks to the Dreamcast. Am I thinking Dreamcast, or was that Saturn? Actually. No, I think it was the Dreamcast that was like that. It was very easy to pirate.
I think it was, yeah. Well, maybe it would be nice if they could come up with something, though, sort of like Star Trek did the Hollow Room, where it was you'd have a room that you go into that you could do an entire world, like immerse yourself in Monster Hunter. How cool would that be?
That'd be really cool. And I think... they could possibly achieve that with the HoloLens, but it's so expensive that how many people are really going to buy into it,
Yeah, that shit's
Do you remember when Microsoft was doing that thing where they were going to extend your screen to your walls and stuff like that?
Yeah, that looked really cool.
That looked really cool, and that was kind of that direction, right? It was like immersing you in it, right? So your walls... But I think that was just way too expensive. Like it would have been, you would have had to have so much equipment, in your room.
Cameras and projectors everywhere.
Like craziness.
Buy this $1,000 projector peripheral so we can extend
for your
camera.
Xbox One.
I mean, like, how cool would it be if we got to the point where it was photorealistic and you could walk in, just like, say, like Star Trek did their little deal. If that was the reality in 10 years, it would not surprise me.
Yeah, with the way tech moves so fast, but the only problem that hinders everything is the cost. Things are advanced right now. I mean, if you look at some of the shit they showed at CES, like that fucking suit that you could wear in VR and like feel the heat and feel the cold and feel the pain, and you can feel somebody grabs your arm, you can feel it grabbing like your arm. That fucking suit, dude, that thing probably costs like $5,000 easily. Who's gonna buy that? You know what I mean? Like
the military.
Yeah, the military will buy. No one else will.
here's you getting shot. Boom, boom, boom. Like, and they got simulators in the military that is beyond crazy. But for one of the simulators I used to do is that Warrior. What was it? Back in a few, Xbox 360 or Xbox original. They had what was that one game?
Was it that army game?
Yeah, it was an army game.
Was it America's Army or something like that?
No.
It was some shit.
It was an old one. I mean, somebody in the community probably knows, but it was you would put in a code for first person. It was actually what they used for the army trainer. And instead of 3 people, it was individual person movements. It was a little different, but back before the land warrior system was invented. But I don't remember what it was. Full spectrum warrior, that's what it was. Full spectrum warrior. I mean, and I think you can still get that, but a little interesting.
Yeah, the future, man. Yeah, see what the military can afford, the average person can't. I mean, the average person can't afford to pay $10,000 for a fucking simulation system in their fucking house.
Yeah.
You need the space. You need the fucking just the space alone. You know, that's a big hindrance. I remember some people didn't use.
I think I got the space.
Oh yeah, you got the space over there. But there's people that like couldn't use the Vive VR system because they didn't have enough space in their house. Because you need like 10 feet of room or whatever to set those sensors up or whatever. So, yeah. But yeah, I mean,
definitely need space for that.
So, real quick question for you. I mean, what platform do you prefer to play on? Like, I mean, I know you have a PC. I know you have an Xbox. So, what do you prefer to play on, and why?
Honestly, depends on the game, but I do prefer the Xbox due to the fact that my Elite controller is easier to play with that. It's a little funky on the PC. A lot of the commands don't work. Shooter games, my laptop won't run them, so I'll definitely play it on here. PUBG, it's real glitchy. Unless you got an amazing laptop.
Oh no! According to fucking everybody in the community, any fucking thing can run PUBG. Oh no!
I can run it.
It's perfect.
No, it'll run, but not well.
Like 10 frames a second's not running.
It's
man.
just like the Xbox.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Like playing PUBG on a shitty computer is probably like playing the Xbox version.
Yeah, I have a NVIDIA M940, and it does well with some stuff, but the Sims.
It's not too bad. I have a 950 in mine, an M950 in my laptop. Yeah,
but running that City Skylines, dude, it just drains my stuff. It can't do it. Yeah. Like I beat it on the Xbox, but there's nowhere I can't even get enough layout on the PC before it crashes. So. Yeah, but yeah, I prefer Steam games on the PC for some things, but if it's on Xbox, I'm gonna play on Xbox.
Yeah.
So
the Xbox, the best box, the Xbox. I just made a new slogan for the Xbox company. There you go, motherfuckers. You can get it for free. Use it, Phil Spencer. Use it. So another question for you is, how did you start listening to the HGP show? I mean, how did you come across us? I mean, I honestly didn't know that you were a listener of the show until we made our Discord and you joined our Discord and you were like, "Hey guys," I was like, "Who the fuck is this?" You're like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? What the hell is going on right now?"
Yeah, so like I said, I've been listening to podcasts for a while, so I search in video games, whatever. There's quite a few I listen to, but the ones that are always on are you guys. Like, you're very adamant about putting out a new episode every week, and now the spotlights. So I found you on the podcast app on iTunes.
Yeah.
And driving down the road, I'm just like, hey, look this up. And then I punched it in my stuff. And then all I got to do now while I'm driving is like, hey, play the newest Horrible Gamers. And she'll play it while I'm driving. I don't have to touch anything.
Oh, damn.
So, like, it's awesome that we have that ability to be anywhere and still listen to the same podcast, whether it be live or whatever. But for me, listening to podcasts while I drive is something I have to stay engaged with. Otherwise, your mind wanders and you might end up falling asleep or whatever. So you have to stay engaged. So your 3-4 hour long shows, hell yeah, keep them coming, man.
Oh man,
like, I know a lot of people gripe about that, but and there's not just me. There's a lot of people that actually listen to you guys when they're driving down the road, and they may not have access to talk to you. Because I myself don't. I have a Facebook, but I'm not going in on Facebook groups, man. I don't have time for that. My time is precious to me. So, Discord though, that's at the touch of a finger. Like, I have many Discord groups I'm a part of, and it just works out better.
So's Facebook though. Really?
Well, okay. So looking on Facebook, you have all
Discord is just like Facebook, but more for a chat purpose.
Yeah,
than social networking.
Right, it's straight interaction, chat, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have all the trash to scroll through. Well,
yeah.
Obama sucks and so does Bush or whatever, Let's not get on the current thing. Politics is just something I don't like to focus on all the time. I hear enough of that shit at work, man, with the military. I don't need that. I don't need that in my gaming life or life in general. It pisses me off while I'm driving. So I tend to stay away from Facebook because it's such a negative place now. The funny thing is, it started out for, believe it or not, colleges and military only.
Yeah.
It was something that unless you had a .mil address, you couldn't even get into, and that was early on. So that was like year 1, year 2 that they put the .mil address thing in. But yeah.
Now everybody and their grandma has a Facebook. I think even my cat has one. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember back when you could add one for your dog or whatever, your cat. It was like Dog Book. It was like an app on there or something.
Oh,
man.
Like,
really?
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Jesus, going to Cat Book.
I'm going to Cat Book now, right now. Signing up my cat.
Yeah.
So listening to the Horrible Gamers, what is your favorite HGP moment? What is your favorite moment of the show that you've listened to so far?
Oh, man. Probably your 7-hour-long podcast for the
Game of the Year?
For the Game of the Year, yeah.
Oh, that's long. Fuck.
This is probably it's to date probably our best show, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. It was a long show.
Hell, it lasted my entire shift that day, so I was good. I was like, man, I ain't got to change anything. I just go.
Just drive.
Oh, man. No, that was a long show. I mean, probably don't expect one till next year for that late.
I mean, it's
that
too
late,
bad you guys,
yeah.
Yeah, too bad you guys got rid of the live shows. Well, 1 or 2 you said you guys were going to do a year, live shows?
Yeah, we'll do a bunch during E3, yeah. I'm assuming.
Because last year, that's what we did. We literally did a live show for every conference at E3 last year.
So it was us talking over what was going on. Like, so the conference is there, and then we were there talking about it, kind of like Giant Bomb does. They
it was
do
like our reactions pretty much to the live conferences as we were watching them. And man, that was a lot of shows.
But we did, because we did the conference reaction shows, and then we did an after show for like our reactions of like so we could talk more about what was going on.
Yeah,
and
right.
It was we did a lot of shit that week, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was a long week.
But as for the live shows, it was just a lot of work for not a lot of payoff. You know what I mean? There was the few people that were always there, but it wasn't really like it was 2 or 3 people there for like maybe half the show. And it was like, why are we putting in all this work? Like, let's just do it as a special thing. You know what I mean? And then hopefully more people will come and we'll get a bigger crowd out of it.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to set it up. Hey, we're going to do a live show like 2 weeks, and so people can plan. Hey, I'm going to take this time off.
Yeah.
Set aside that with a family or whatever. But I know your next question is if I was to change anything about the show, right?
There you go. What would you change?
Yeah, basically going back to your, if y'all was able to do it, because the community is going to have this, you know, they fund things, right? Or they should, if y'all are going to do something like this. Go out to EA, or not EA, the E3 or PAX or whatever, because you're close to PAX, especially you. Get to go down in Cali and do a on-the-site interviews with the game developers and have people text them, you know, text in questions and be able to interact with the game developers what we want as horrible gamers, and be able to interact and give that feedback.
But that would be awesome, but the problem with that is you're not going to be able to pull somebody from E3 to do an interview. We wouldn't be able to pull people
because they have schedules
to do interviews because nobody knows who we are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
they have big schedules with like all the giant freaking news outlets like IGN, the New York Times, and shit like that. So they're always doing interviews with them. Yeah. So it'd be
like we would be lucky if we ran into like Phil Spencer on the floor and we're like, hey, you know, hi, and shake his hand, and then he'd be gone. You know what I mean? Like, even like if you ran into like someone from IGN or someone from Giant Bomb or someone from, you know, Kotaku or whatever, you wouldn't talk to them for more than 2 or 3 minutes because they're so busy, they're gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's like they'll be try and be polite and like maybe shake your hand or whatever, but I know a lot of people will even say to you like, don't be offended if I just ignore you at E3 because I'm so busy, I'm not thinking. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about what I need to do and not about meeting people and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're thinking about their next move, not what they're
right.
They're gonna talk about with you.
You got to remember, they're getting paid to be there, right? So it's like their time is money, right? And if they don't get what they need done, they get screwed, you know. So, yeah, you know, I would love to do that. It would be awesome to do something like that, but we'll see. I mean, one day it could happen.
Yeah, there you go. One day. Woo!
Yeah.
Giant Bomb was a little tiny thing at one point, and look at them now, right? That's, what, 10, 15 years later?
Yeah, it's been a while for them. Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, people like you and the community, it's what keeps us going, and that's the truth. And that's, you know, just being honest with you and with the community right now. Like, if it wasn't for you guys, I probably wouldn't do this show. You know what I mean? Like, I probably wouldn't. Like, I love the feedback from the community. I love getting to meet people like yourself and like all the other people I met on the spotlights. And it's so cool to hear your guys' stories, where you guys come from, what you guys do, you know, because there's so many people out there that don't want to do this spotlight because they're nervous or they're scared or whatever, but it ain't that hard, right?
Yeah, no, it's not that hard. I was nervous as hell, man. But you know what? Here, I'm going to take that leap. I'm still nervous when I jump out of an airplane, but I still do it. So
there you go.
That's my, like, if you want to do it and you want to do something in life, don't ever let your fears hold you back, because
always wanted to jump out of an airplane.
It's amazing, man. If you cannot push yourself through your limits, through your walls, you'll always have the wall.
Yeah.
Break your walls, break your barriers. Because I mean, even as a gamer, how many times do you sit down? God damn, I cannot beat this game. But then you come back and you reset yourself, and then you played 10 minutes and you beat that section you couldn't do. There's limits for everything, but you always have to push past your limits. Like, or you know, athletes, they don't start out as amazing athletes.
Yeah,
they have to practice daily and stuff like that. So if you are nervous about something, it's natural, but go through it.
That's right. Come on, spotlight. Come on.
You know, the military and nervousness would cause people to die. So
yeah,
you gotta go through and do what you need to do.
That's right. Man, yeah, fuck. You couldn't get any wiser words than that, people, because that's the truth. But by the way, I jumped out of an airplane in VR. Oh.
Not the same.
Oh, Yo, I did that. There's a thing on the PSVR. What the fuck's it called? Like Air Force some shit. Airborne paratrooper fucking... I don't know what it's called. I know it has airborne in it or something like that. Basically, all you do is jump out of planes. That's like the whole game. It's like a jumping out of planes simulator thing where all you do is jump out of planes and follow some guy through the air, and he tells you where to land, and you gotta land right, and then you get a score, and then you go to the next plane and jump from the next plane, and then you do it at night, and then you do it in the daytime, then you do it at night and in the daytime. You just keep doing it. I was like, this is kind of boring after a while. I'm pretty sure it's much cooler in real life, huh?
Yeah, it can get really dangerous though.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're your size, hitting the ground at 30 miles an hour, you're gonna hurt.
Yeah.
When my size, I'm still hitting it at 20 to 30 miles an hour, but I can flare my shit a lot easier than some people can, and I'm a little dude. I roll. So
that's awesome.
140 pounds. I'm gonna float a lot more than you're gonna float.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, man. Well, anyways, I want to thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate you coming on the Spotlight today. And for all the listeners, if you want to do the Spotlight with us, you always can. I mean, just reach out to us on Facebook, on PlayStation, Discord, on Xbox. There's lots of ways to reach us, actually. You can email us even at feedback@horriblegamers.com. Leave us any feedback there you have for the show, any suggestions you have for it. And, make sure to support us over at patreon.com/horriblegamers. Give us some money. Support us so we don't have to go to work anymore. And we just do shows all day.
I wish.
All day.
Teespring.
Yeah, and then teespring.com. We still got that going, Ryan? Is the Teespring still going?
I think that's over now.
Oh, it's over. We'll have a new
But
Teespring.
stay tuned because there'll be a new Teespring probably sometime this summer with a new design.
Ooh.
So I'll just tease that now.
There you go. New design.
Nice.
But yeah, people, go support us. It's really helpful for the support, that we get from people. And real quick, I want to thank our supporters. Currently, we have Alan Mabey, Joshua Wolf, Bill Gardner, Jonathan Hall, and our newest Patreon, Evan Tanaka. Oh,
Evan got in there.
Evan's
Nice.
in here. Evan's giving us money now. Yeah, woo!
Yay.
Evan's giving us $10,000 a month.
Sweet.
That?
So we can quit our jobs then.
Go support us, people. We appreciate it. It's so awesome to get people to support us. And because the show takes a lot to do, and it really is a help for us to have better equipment, and better audio recording software, and all that shit. There's a lot of things that go into this. It's not just us talking on Skype and somehow recording it. It's not.
Somehow. Hopefully.
It's a lot more than that. But also review us on iTunes over at on iTunes, on Google Play. On iTunes, make sure to review us so we can get noticed more. 5-star reviews are really helpful, but if you want to leave a 3-star, 2-star, 1-star, whatever, go ahead. Let us know what we need to improve, and we'll improve it. And help us out, people. Help us out. Share the word. The gospel of HGP. Spread it around. Yeah.
And I want to thank you, Jesus, for putting on that art channel. But I hope there's more than just me putting stuff up there.
Yeah. So we got an art channel over on Discord now, right? Where you got stuff on there, right? Art stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a few.
Oh, we do? I didn't even know about this.
Half finished.
Half finished arts.
Yeah.
Who's really good at art? Jonathan Hall. That's why he's a graphic designer. He's really good at art.
He does all our stuff for us.
But yeah, he has a lot of art at his house. When I went to his house, I was like, fuck, dude, he got, his whole room is covered in art that he did. The entire room. It's fucking crazy. I'm like, this is wild. But it's pretty cool. Okay, but I'm done, Ryan. What do we do now?
We get out of here, Jesus.
Oh, we get out of here?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Let's go play some Sea of Thieves.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, a community game night, right? Everybody's saying, Jesus is going to bail on us. Jesus is going to bail on us. I'll be there. I'll be online playing some games tonight.
We'll see.
Overwatch and Siege, specifically Siege and Overwatch. But yeah, find me on Xbox Live, gamertag Jesus Walks a Lot, and that's where you can find me. You can find me on PlayStation Network, GSUS Walks a Lot, and yeah, find me on the Switch too. If you want my Switch code, message me so I can send it to you. It's so hard to add people on Switch. It really is.
Yeah.
Every time
It's annoying.
when someone posts a code in the group, I'm like, fuck, I gotta get my Switch out. Fuck.
They need to make a QR code for that shit.
They do, or
just
some
scan it with a Switch.
fucking gamer tag.
They need to just
your name.
give yourself a name.
Yeah.
Like,
or make it your email address, something. I don't know. Fuck, figure it out. Nintendo's fucking code shit. Like, give me your fucking 12-digit code or 20. It's a 20-digit code. So, like, give me your 20-digit code. And it's like letters and numbers. It's like, fuck. It's so annoying.
And the thing is I give you that code, and then you put that code in, and guess what you see as my name? Gib8777. Like, it's... I don't understand why people can't just search by name, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it has to do with the fact that more people can have the same name and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because you got to think about where it's originating. Japan. Well, it's also going to go into China, which you have fucking billions of people there, and they're all going to have Switches. And then now you have Gib877777, 20 of those guys the same shit. And
I don't know who the hell would want Gib 8777 besides the Canadian. Who the fuck would really want that name?
I don't know, man. That dude that's got the Gib 8777777777 that gets all my friend requests.
No, that guy, he's like sitting here like, what the fuck are these people adding me for?
He's getting messages. Hey, I love the show.
What fucking show? What is going on right now? Fuck you. He's probably messaging him back like, fuck you guys. Oh man, I'm done, Ryan. I'm done. Where can we find you, Junkie? Where can we find you?
You can find me on Xbox One at Airborne Junkie. I think it's the same on Steam, just without the space.
Airborne.
So
Junkie. There you go. And like you have a few numbers in there, right? Like.
Yeah, it's A1rBorn3 space Junk13.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing. Right? You're like the Switch code right now. This is what it sounds like.
Now we need to
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know what? Look me up through Jesus' Xbox. You can find me on that.
There you go. You can find them on there.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But Canadian, where can we find you real quick?
Obviously, you can find me at Gib8777 on PSN, Steam, Xbox Live, Mixer, Twitch, pretty much anywhere other than the Switch, where my code is 256329. No, I don't.
Fuck, you don't even remember it.
I believe I have you on Steam as well.
Yeah. I think that's where originally. I thought I had you on Xbox Live, and that's where it was from, is Steam that you added me.
Yeah, because I remember talking about Stationaires. You're like, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah.
I guarantee Jesus would quit in a minute.
I would. I'd probably
he would be like, fuck this.
I'd play for 3 minutes and then be like, this game fucking sucks. Worst game ever made. Hashtag uninstall. And I would message myself that.
Until the week after, and then he would love it. It'd be his favorite game.
Best game ever made. Like, you guys need to go back and play this.
And then 2 weeks later, like, I hate this game. It sucks. It's the worst game ever.
Some games are good. Some games are good.
Was it you that uninstalled Colossus?
No, that wasn't me. No.
I mean, Ryan.
Colossus?
What is
Shadow
it?
of the Colossus?
Yeah. That was the newest, what is it called? Wolfenstein, right?
Oh,
no, that was Gunny.
Gunny. Yeah. He's like, fuck this.
No, me and Jesus both dropped it down to easy and played it.
We finished it.
Gunny refused to drop it down and just...
He refused to, he said he doesn't want to play in baby mode. He's a man. He's a man. America.
Now you're a man.
I miss Gunny. Fuck, Gunny, you need to be back this week. I miss you. Fuck. Okay, guys, we're done. We're done. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. We'll see you on the next edition of the Horrible Gamers podcast. Bye. Bye, people.
Controllers and go to bed.
Now. What if they're driving? They can't go to bed.